All right, week 11. We got our first team clinched for the playoffs. Congrats. McGill. McGill's locked in. McGill's locked in and loaded. Aiming for the bye. Still still a couple teams that could get the bye. But it's looking like those McGill and Mirando are in pretty good spots to get it. So we have McGillum first clinched a playoff berth. If Mirando probably wins this week, I would think maybe. Um, Ethan at 7-3, me at 6-4. We got Nihil, 4 wins in a row at the 5 spot solo, and then we have Brett and Galigo at 4-6, and Andrew and Japes at 3-7. But 6 teams make it, so let's get into last week. I gotta make sure my picks. Me versus Galigo. Let's see. I'm gonna be so honest. I did not expect to win this week. I'm dead ass. Um, Especially without Jamar. But went with Stafford. I guess it was a good move. 26. My receivers are dog shit. Pittman, I actually kind of had a bad feeling about that game. Atlanta technically has the best pass defense right now. DJ Moore is a joke. JMO is clutch. Godspeed to JMO. God bless JMO. Jacobs 19, Kyron with 22. Running back saving grace for the day there. For Galigo, what do we have? We had Caleb with 25. Rush touchdown in there. Waddle with 17. Quiet night from Metcalf. That was a big quiet night. Same with AJ, obviously. As we saw AJ say, if you have him in fantasy, trade him. Then we have Saquon with 11, Judkins with 10. McBride was pissing me off. McBride was pissing me off. Denver's defense had 20 off the bat Thursday. I thought I was in trouble, but squeaked it out. We take it. Having 172 wasn't enough. To McGill's 203, Hard with 14. Nico, bro, their offense low key looks better without Stroud. Devontae Smith had the big touchdown play. Charbonnet with the touchdown. Dude, Travion, bro, it's his time. He better go off tomorrow. He better go off tomorrow. No Mondre again. Should be getting a good workload. Bates had 14. Jordan Brooks at 12. Muting my phone. All right, McGill, Lamar, 16. Ted McMillan, 10. But Dunes, they had a good bounce back week. McCaffrey had 15. 50 points, basically. 49 points from JT. Dude, he's on pace right now. That's awesome. Devontae had a touchdown. He hurt his oblique. He should be good to go. Daniel Hunter had 17 points. And a Kobe Dean with 11, Cam Little with 13. I mean, McGill gets the win. We're at Danny Dimes with 17. Let's see, standouts. Malik. Malik had a touchdown. Igbuka was killing us, pissing me off. Genty had 15. Okay. Swift with 14. Gadsden left the game injured, I think, in the third quarter. I was watching that. But he's good. Debo with a touchdown. That offense, I don't know. They're just not good right now. I know that Daniels isn't playing, but they really, I don't know. Pittsburgh at 10. Okay, Mirando. Hurts with 13. JS. Dude, I swear to God, JSN had this score in just the first quarter, and then he didn't do anything, and I needed that. And I needed his fantasy score for a bet. London had 20. Jawan also scored. All right, how many touchdowns do we get? Gibbs had 3 touchdowns. Holy shit. Bijan, bro, Algier. Dude, I would low key lose my mind seeing Algier get all of that after Bijan does all the work. Nah, I did ask no Miranda was gonna be soft about that. Obviously, it didn't matter, but I low key would have been soft about that. Um, Bowers was held in check. I mean, Denver is relatively good against tight ends. That's why I'm afraid to start Kelsey this week. But Vidal had 17. Seattle's defense, bro, has been filthy, except when they played Tampa Bay. Can't believe they actually lost to them. Mirando had 191. Andrew versus Nihil. 7 point victory for Nihil. Baker with 22. Puka with 15. He had a score. Dowdle had a score. DeMercado at 12. Kittle had a good game. That was big. Big to see that. I feel like he should be better with Purdy, though, if Purdy plays. And then Jawan Johnson had 16. Reichard with 9. Bynum with 9. Nihil, Drake, he's so awesome. He had 19. Keenan had 3. Quiet day for Keenan. Diggs had a big touchdown. Garrett Wilson's out again. He's out tomorrow night, which is big for us. But his only point, that's funny that his only point was a tackle. Dude, Achan, bro, Achan's a fucking monster. 6 receptions, 174 rush yards. Dude, they just ran circles around Buffalo. I don't know what happened. Brees had 18 versus Cleveland. That's pretty good. Hawkinson, I mean, McCarthy sucks. Well, let's just say McCarthy is not good. He sucks. Um, Myers had 15. Will Anderson at 7.5. Cody Marks had 15 and Kate Otten at 14. Interesting. So we'll see if Nihil continues with Hawkinson or if he goes to Kate Otten going forward. Then that leaves us with Ethan versus Jape. Sweet Squash with 21. Even though they got shellacked, he still was only one under. Lad at 17. He had a big touchdown, then he had a big 50-yard catch and run. Marv at 13. Looks like Marv's gonna be out next week. He had his appendix out. Nothing you can do about that. Dobbins had 9. Warren at 14. He's nice. Dicker with 14. I mean, obviously not a really high scoring game, but um, Goff had 24. He was using reverse on Japes. Japes was using the reverse on Ethan with Goff. Sutton had 4. Jettis, dude, McCarthy's terrible. Olave had that huge touchdown. Henry with 11. Mark Andrews, I know he scored. Kamara, I mean, over 100 scrimmage yards, finally. Dude, this Tyke Smith, He's filthy, bro. I need that guy. And Bonito with 8.5. But yeah, Ethan was able to get the win, so I'm going to see my picks. What did I have written down here? Okay, I picked Gallego. Was wrong on that one, but I'll take it. Picked McGill, so 1-1. Picked Mirando, 2-1. Picked Nihil, 3-1. Picked Ethan, 4-1 on the week, bringing my record to 28 and 21. Not bad. Not bad. But let's see. I don't think we had any trades this week. No, we did not. Um, any big moves? See Greg Dortch with Marvin out. Theo Johnson, Hunter Henry, Loveland. Yeah, they're honestly, I mean, I see Nick Chubb. There honestly weren't a lot of moves this week. I know I didn't even make a move and I was still at, I think, the sixth transaction. But that's just gonna bring us into this week. Who did it have as the matchup of the week? It has Ethan and Brett. Ethan and Brett are the matchup of this week. Okay. I mean, yeah, Brett could use a win. Brett could use the win for sure. Um, but we got me versus Japes. Honestly, I don't know who I'm starting at QB yet. Leaning Stafford, um, but could still put Flacco in. Jamar against Pittsburgh. That's why it's hard for me to sit Flacco's because of that. Um, DJ Moore, he's terrible. Dude put up a fucking goose egg. JMO, bro, I'm telling you, this is where JMO, he's gonna be nice now. JMO's gonna be tough now. This is why I drafted him. Bro, I was praying for him to be used like this now. Josh Jacobs projected 20 points. I don't like that, but they are playing the Giants. Never fan of seeing a running back unless it's McCaffrey or Jonathan Taylor at 20 points. Kyron's at 14. I mean, it's a tough matchup. Seattle's got a good defense. Could go ETN versus the Chargers. They do have a better pass defense than a rush defense, so I'm not sure. And then honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna start Kelsey. I might just start Kelsey just because James says Mahomes. Um, Jalen Warren, bro, I'm fired up for this. He's got to get going in this game for sure. Tomlin, see more touches, love it. For Cincinnati, need it. Houston against Tennessee, obviously Aubrey, but the Cowboys have been a joke lately. Japes, what do we got? Mahomes and Rice versus Denver. Obviously, no Pat Surtain. We do know their front seven is still pretty good. Um, we'll see if Denver kind of matches what Buffalo did in terms of getting to Mahomes quick. Um, that's probably their only way of having a chance in that game. And then obviously you got Sutton versus Kansas City, and that's going to be a tough matchup. Because he'll have Trent McDuffie on it, probably. Jettis, I do like this matchup. It's in Minnesota, bro, but McCarthy, I just like the guy is so pathetic. Bro thinks he's a fake demon, or excuse me, bro thinks he's a demon, but he's actually a joke. So Derek against Cleveland. I think we played when they played Cleveland. Yeah, bro, I need that same result. Bill versus Miami. That's in Europe again. I don't know. Their offense just has been so stagnant. Obviously no shock at that. Slick Rick, I know he practiced. I don't know if he's gonna play, but he did practice, so that's a good sign. I don't know. I don't like DJ Moore and JMO still are like really iffy. I'm going with me. Fuck it. I don't care. I need this game too. I need everyone. Um, Galigo versus Nihil. This is actually another big matchup too, in all honesty. Caleb at Minnesota, because is he out for the year? Minnesota gives up a good amount of air yards. It's in Minnesota, so it's gonna be a tough game still. Waddle against Washington, I like. Then you have Metcalf versus Cincinnati. That could be a big play opportunity in that game. And then AJ versus Detroit. I mean, not for nothing. Like, I don't see a world where, like, Philly, in my opinion, is going to need to put up points in this game. They're at home, so I mean, the pace could change, but they need to put up points in this game. Can't be like Monday, which is why, like, I kind of like actually Barkley and AJ in this matchup. Um, we'll see if they have to adjust play calling, um, just with the game script. But I don't. It's hard not to start a second round pick. So Judkins versus Baltimore. Okay, I really like McBride. McBride's projected 17. That's crazy. Harvey with 12. Dobbins might not play. Boswell Chargers. Okay. Hill's got Drake. Bro, we need Drake masterclass tomorrow. We need a no trap game. We get the job done for Drake. No Quentin Williams, no Sauce. Got to lock in. Got to get it done. Keenan Allen, he's kind of slowed down a little bit too. Playing Jacksonville, not a very good secondary. So you'll have Diggs and Drake tomorrow. T. Higgins, bro. T. Higgins, he might like he could score. He's low key a home field merchant though. They said he scored like a touchdown in like 10 straight home games or something like that, 9 straight home games, which is kind of nuts. Um, but Achane, bro, this man, he might have 40. Like he dead ass might have 40 again. And then Brees, we know how the Patriots are good against the run this year. Sean Tucker was the only running back to get over 50 yards for them. Um, it's going to be interesting because usually the Patriots, obviously, it's a division game. They kind of do struggle with mobile quarterbacks. We've struggled with Fields before. Um, so I don't really know what to expect out of him. And then we still have Hawkinson and Woody Marks. Oh boy. Bro, Nihil's gonna flame me if I don't pick him. But he's been so hot right now. I did it like to be honest, this matchup, dead ass, like in my opinion, is gonna come down to Drake and Diggs tomorrow night. But I just don't know like Woody Marks. Like I'm not sold on Hawkinson. Okay. Brees Hall, like the Patriots are pretty good against, the run. Keenan Allen's been up and down. They're playing shitty defense, but like A-Chain low key could go for 40. For Galigo, I do like Waddle and Metcalf. I think they have great matchups. AJ Brown, like this should be a great matchup for him, but will they throw the ball? Like I like McBride a lot. RJ Harvey has could end up starting this week. Fuck. I really want to pick Nihil because I really want the Pats to do good tomorrow night. But like they could win and still not, he doesn't have to put up 21 points. I'm picking Nihil until he loses. I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair. Four in a row. I mean, he was 1-4, or excuse me, 1-5, 5-5 now. Yeah, we'll go. I'm going Nihil. I may be skeptical of some of his matchups. We'll basically know if he wins after tomorrow night. Um, but it is what it is. So, and Miranda's projected 191. What an absolute joke. What a joke scam in my league. Okay. Um, Herb against Jacksonville. Good matchup. Good matchup with Tennessee for Nico. Loki Davis Mills is better for him fantasy wise than Stroud as of this season. Then we have Devontae Smith Sunday night. Romeo Dobbs. James Cook versus Tampa, and then Henderson low key. Bro, he better feed tomorrow night. Then Brian Thomas looks like he's back after being out. Tough matchup versus the Chargers. Miranda, what we got? Hurts versus Detroit. Like I said, they're gonna have to put up points in that game. Then we have JSN versus the Rams. Drake London versus Carolina. It's in Atlanta, but he is not practicing right now for illness. Then we got Gibbs and Bijan, good matchups, and then Duke Bowers. That is an ideal matchup versus Dallas. And it's in Vegas. And then we have Javante versus Vegas. Yeah, easy pick for me. I'm going with Mirando, putting in Mirando. All right, well, we got Brett and Ethan. So supposed matchup of the week. Brett doesn't have a QB in or a QB on his roster. This kid's a bozo. Who's this kid gonna be starting? Let's see. I could see Brett Lukey starting Rogers because it's against Cincinnati and he did have 24, 25. Or Brett could start Goff, who's on waivers against Philly. Or he might be a clown and start Brissett. So we'll see what he does. Ugh. And we have Brett's receiving core. Malik, Shamir, DK, and Greg Dortch. We have Genty and Swift. Okay, Ferguson. Okay, we got Ibuka, Marcus Jones. And then we have Debo, Wandale, Gadsden. Right, sometimes I wonder if you just want to, not make the playoffs or you want to lose. Oh boy. If Ethan squash home against Tampa Bay, need to bounce back, I feel like he will. Um, they'll play to their competition level. Lad against Jacksonville's ideal, and then Amon Ra against Philly. Michael Wilson's projected 13. Obviously, no, no Marv. We have Chase Brown, Spears, Pitts, Parker, Washington. Who have we missing? Tyler Warren, Marvin. Okay, interesting. But I'm going with Ethan. Brings us to our last matchup, which would be Andrew and Magoo. McGilvery. Let's take a look. But Dak in Vegas against the Raiders, also with the stack for CD, should be a good matchup for the Cowboys offensively, I would hope. Puka against Seattle. I'm just praying that this game's a shootout. Praying that it's a shootout. QJ versus Jacksonville. Limited. Rico at Atlanta, and then DeMercado versus San Fran. Kittle versus Arizona. I like that. And then we have another tight end in the flex with Theo Johnson. Patriots defense. No Worthy. No Myers. What we got? Lamar in Cleveland. Devontae in Seattle. Ted at Atlanta. See Flowers. So no JT this week. But we do got CMC still, and then we got Rashad. Got Rashad at Buffalo with Bucky likely out. Still got Roma Dunze. Hunter Henry's going tomorrow. Yeah, with Kincaid potentially out. This will be an interesting matchup as well, but I am going with McGill. Going with McGill. I'm writing it down. Okay. So that's it for the matchups. Let's get into points. Who do we got leading the way here at QB? Let's see. Drake May in first for points by QB. Oh boy. I know. I know some teams have had a bye, but Drake May has the most points right now for QB. That's some good shit. Wow. We got Jamar and Jason separated by a point. Amon-Ra's right there. Puka, London, Pickens, Adams, Pittman. So McCaffrey and Taylor are 1 and 2 right now in total points. So and McGill is both of them. Got Etienne, Gibbs, Jacobs, Bijan. Tight end we got McBride, Ferguson, Warren, Goddard, Kelsey, Dicker, Myers, Fairbairn, Boswell, Denver, Seattle, Houston, Tyke Smith at 1, followed by Marcus Jones. Brian Burns has 78.5. Damn. Myles Garrett. And linebacker is Jordan Brooks has 96.5. Bobby Wagner, Jermaine Emmons, Spillane, Devin White, Jack Campbell, and Landman. But that's gonna do it. Obviously, huge week as most of these weeks are now. For fantasy implications, I'm gonna assume if Miranda wins, he gets a playoff berth clinch. But that's gonna do it. Huge, huge week and huge weeks to come. So that's gonna wrap it up. We really got Drake May in first for points by QB. We did it, boys. We did it. Um, but we'll see you next week for another video, another update on the standings.